And welcome to my channel. In this video I'll show you how to replace or flush your brake fluid on pretty much any Mercedes-Benz, and for that matter really any car, or most cars. There are multiple ways of bleeding or flushing the brake fluid. I'm using and showing the vacuum method here. Harbor Freight in the US sells these bleeder kits, brake fluid bleeder kits, I think for a little over $20. I have that in the beginning of the video. It comes with a bottle where you pour in fresh fluid, and then another bottle that you attach to the compressor hose that applies the suction, and so you place this bottle into upside down into the mouth of the brake fluid reservoir. And before you do that, you wanna take out some of the old or dirty fluid out of the reservoir first. And so I'm setting my compressor, the regulator side, to 25 psi. As long as you have a small compressor that's capable of sustained pressure up to 2 bars, or I would say 2 bars is 29 psi, so from 20 to 30 psi you'll be just fine. This hose is connected to this larger bottle, that the other side of the bottle is connected to the compressor hose, and so you press the handle and it applies vacuum, meaning it suctions the fluid and into that bottle. So this is the very first step, and once you've suctioned some of the old fluid, as you can see, mine is not really very bad, and because I did it about 25,000 miles ago. Here you cannot tell exactly, but it is nonetheless darker than fresh fluid. But anyways, so you place the bottle. It has different adapters. You find the adapter that perfectly fits the mouth of your brake reservoir, and it has a knob. Right now it's in closed position. You open it, and then the brake fluid pours into the reservoir. And the beauty of this is that especially if you don't have an assistant or a helper, you never have to keep track of this again, other than just to see how much fluid has gone into each caliper, because it will keep the level of the fluid in the reservoir the same. And so you start with wheel that is, or the caliper that's farthest from, and this is for left steering column cars. The caliper, the wheel that is farther away from the reservoir, from the master cylinder, and so that would be the rear passenger wheel, or the rear right wheel. And so what you do is you apply the suction first, and this handle has a little hook there, so you don't have to keep applying pressure. You press the handle and put it inside that hook, and then the compressor will keep going, and it will keep suctioning the fluid out of each bleeder valve. So you apply the pressure, and this is the procedure for every wheel. You apply the pressure first, and then you open the bleeder valve, You monitor, so let's say you're doing 1 liter, and that's pretty much what Mercedes-Benz recommends, a little less than 1 liter. So you divide the bottle into 4 sections, and you kind of every now and then look. Once one, for example, as you're doing the first wheel, the first caliper, you look at the bottle every now and then to see that once 1/4 of the fluid has been injected into the system, then you close the bleeder valve, and a little later, a few seconds later, you turn off the compressor. And not the compressor, the handle which stops the compressor, this handle at the bottom. And so that's the process. You apply vacuum, you open the bleeder valve, you inject enough fluid into the system, as much as you want, and then you close the bleeder valve, and then you stop applying vacuum. And you do that first with the rear passenger wheel, second the rear driver wheel, rear left wheel, and third the front passenger or front right caliper, and then last the driver caliper. And once you have done all 4, and of course you can raise the car on 4 jack stands, as I've done here because I had to do something else with the suspension system. You don't have to. You can do this 1 wheel at a time. You lift one side with the jack and put 1 jack stand someplace to keep that wheel from falling, and then that's it. Work on that side, button up things, and then move on to the next wheel. It makes the job a lot easier if you have the car on 4 jack stands, but you don't have to necessarily. So that is the process, and if you have any questions, of course, put them in the comments section below, and I hope you find this video useful, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.